guys, here we are, MMA UK News, Stoomboy as always, MMA UK BJJ show. So just a quick word about our sponsors. So Simplified Debt. Simplified Debt are a company that helps people all over the UK with any kind of debt problems they may have. Now, they do offer a friendly, confidential service. What they do is they can kind of tailor any debt solution that you have or any debts that you have to a specific solution. So we'll put their details at the bottom of the screen, obviously their phone number and website. And when you do go on, either quote the Scottish MMA Awards or the MMA BJJ show if you do give them a call. Now, Grapplefest 15 then, so we're only a couple of days away. Saturday, 1st of April. It's going to be at the usual place, so Fusion Nightclub, Fleet Street in Liverpool. Now, again, and I always talk about the atmosphere. Everybody knows I love a Grapplefest atmosphere. I mean, there's nothing like it. The spectators absolutely love it, and the grapplers themselves love going out there and putting on an absolute show. So it always makes for a great night in Liverpool. So ticket availability, there will be tickets available either through the grapplers themselves, or you can get the pay-per-view. Pay-per-view is going to be live. There is a new pay-per-view, in fact. It's done through Grapplefest. So just head over to the Grapplefest Facebook page, or even hit up the Grapplers. They've all got links and so on as well that they can put up. The video on my side is lagging a bit. So just in case everybody's thinking what's happening with Stoom, it is lagging a little bit. So apologies for that. But I believe the sound's coming across absolutely fine. You're not here to see me anyway. We're here to see Matt Fitz of Matt Phung BJJ. So Matt is going to be on Grapplefest third time now. As I said, he's one of these guys that Chris Thompson loves to see him coming out there. I know Chris is a big fan of Matt, and the spectators love seeing him out there putting on a show as well. So it's going to be great to see him on there for the third time. So Matt, it's an absolute pleasure, buddy. Thank you very much for, again, taking the time to speak to me.
No, thank you very much for having me, man. It's always a pleasure to come on your podcast.
Yeah, listen, I always love having you on. I always love hearing what you're up to, hearing what you're doing, and always love seeing you out there as well. I mean, especially at Grapplefest, putting on shows on some of the biggest cards that is in the UK at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. I think Grapplefest is still sort of paving the way as sort of the biggest one in Europe, arguably. Sort of the names they're bringing across is still, every time they bring out a show, still quite amazing at what they can do.
Yeah, yeah. It's always brilliant. I mean, as I said, even the prelim card could be a main card for a lot of big shows, and then they add on a main card on top of that as well. And I mean, yeah, and some of the names. I mean, like we've been backstage at a Grapplefest show, and you're standing there, and some of the people that you're seeing are some of the best grapplers, as you say, in the world. And you're rubbing shoulders with them, mixing it on the mats at the same time as them.
Yeah, that's a surreal thing. You kind of, yeah, I did notice that the very first one went there. I sort of, you feel a little bit nervous, but it takes you a while to get used to it. But they're all really nice. They come start chatting to you, and you can kind of all join together as a good group. To be fair.
Yeah, yeah. Nah, it's always brilliant. It's always brilliant. What about you then? So how's training going? As I said, it's been I think the last time I spoke to you was the end of last year. So how's everything been going since I last spoke to you?
Do you know what? Training's been really good. Towards the end of last year, I switched up, went back to the gi, did the
Yeah,
Europeans.
I remember you were saying that. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And do you know what? That was a whole different experience. And then taking it back on and going back to nogi. So yeah, I'm mixing it up a little bit.
yeah. How's the Europeans? What did you get? Quarterfinals, I believe.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Do you know what? I would say I'm not saying it because I'm a purple belt. I think purple belt's probably the hardest division
yeah,
out there. Probably that and blue belt, probably the most stacked.
yeah,
Um, it's a whole different environment out there, sort of thing. Yeah, you sort of go there and sort of the crowds, the amount of passion. Like I remember you saying the Brazilians chanting. It's just unreal. What I say to everyone though, the best thing about the Europeans was not actually competing. It was in the warm up area
yeah,
for the whole week before, because that's where literally you saw every single name in jiu-jitsu was down there warming up, and the people that weren't even competing were down there rolling. Like Hillbilly Hammer, he didn't even compete, but he was there every single day rolling.
yeah, yeah,
So it was quite special just to sit down there and watch all them go at it.
yeah, yeah. the big events, obviously the Europeans, the Worlds, Pan Ams, Brazilian Nationals is always a great event. Always really, and you talk about divisions. I mean, some of the divisions I've seen divisions 120, 130 deep, and it must be intimidating, especially going in there and thinking, shit. I've got 130 people to go through. So, but yeah, there's some big stacked divisions there.
Yeah, I mean, the first guy I fought, he had, I think, yeah, it was like Victor Steamer in his corner. I was sort of sat there like, this
Yeah.
is going to go really well. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. I've done that before. I mean, I fought a guy, Drew Sullivan, a guy who used to be at RGA Leicester. And when I fought him, he had Hodger Gracie in his corner. And I remember just being there thinking, fuck, it's Hodger Gracie in the corner. And Hodger's
yeah. It's the
shouting
most off-putting thing in
instructions.
the world because I could hear him shouting. I was looking at him like, I need to look at you, but I need to compete at the same time, sort of thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And that was just the first match. I had two more after that. That was the worst thing about it.
Yeah. Oh, it's always great though. It's always great. So obviously back in the no-gi now, back in no-gi, obviously out there doing your thing. How did Grapplefest 15 come about? Because obviously I know you've been on twice before, had some two great matches. How did this one come about? How did you find out about this one?
I've got to give a lot to Mark, to be fair. Mark, my coach, he's sort of the main organizer. It's quite nice as a grappler not having to worry about getting matchups or sort of pushing yourself.
Yeah.
Mark's got a really good relationship with Chris. So he kind of, Chris will message Mark and say, like, he wants these grapplers sort of thing. Here's the opponents. And sort of Mark sorts it out. It was literally a case of Mark that sort of said to me, do you want to go on it again? Here's your opponent. And I didn't even have to look who the opponent was. I just sort of just said, yes, I'll be on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Big shout out to Mark. Awesome
Absolutely,
guy.
man. He's the
Yeah.
wizard.
Yes. So, but yeah, I mean that's the thing. I mean, for you, I know you're one of these guys where, again, same as a lot of people I speak to, where you're not too worried about who the opponent is. As long as there's someone there, you turn up, you go out there, you're going to put on a show regardless of who's standing in front of you.
Absolutely. I think as well, still quite early in the game, man. You can't I'm not good enough yet to start picking names out of the hat and be like, I want to fight this guy.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm still paving my way, still slowly grinding. And I'm enjoying it. So why
yeah,
not? I'd rather always challenge myself, fight the best, see what
yeah.
happens.
Listen, do what I do, mate. I call out Gordon Ryan and everything like that. Where's Gordon Ryan? He's not answered me back yet, so I'm taking it that he's shitting himself. Do you know what I mean?
Probably,
So,
man. Probably.
uh, but yeah, I mean that comes. I mean, as I said, there's always matches that people want where you're like, do you know what? I would love to stand up in front of this guy or that guy. So, but that comes, as I said. But again, I know you're just like, do you know what? Whoever it is, I'll be there. I'll be there.
Yeah, I tell you what, I was gonna last time I was like, if I win this, I think I'm gonna call out my original opponent, Graham Meelan. And I
Yeah.
saw him and I was like, you are so much bigger than I remember, so I'm not gonna call you out.
Not yet, man. Let him
No,
drop a few
I was talking
kilos.
to my stage. I was like, you put on some size, man. I'm not gonna call you out. Yeah,
Oh, what's next then? So obviously Grapplefest. Obviously you had the Euros there. Obviously, and again, it's going to be a busy year for you, no doubt. But what would you like to see yourself doing going forward after Grapplefest?
I still think mixing it up. I think I might go back to the gi for a little bit. I think this year is gonna be a bit of a mixture. Last year was pretty much all no gi.
Yeah,
With the Euros, it kind of ignited a little bit of love for the gi again. And also, I've paid for the IBJF year membership, so I may as well use it. But yeah, I definitely think still doing some still sticking on the local comps. I think the local comps are sort of the way, and then potentially, yeah, if there's any other Grapplefest opponents in the future, potentially them,
yeah,
yeah. See
yeah.
how this year goes.
That's how IBJJF get you, man. That membership. Do you know what I mean? So once you pay that, I think what is it, $30 now? So it's about 25 quid.
Yeah,
But
they get
once
you
you pay
hooked
that,
to give you a
that's
date
you.
when it finishes.
Yeah, yeah. So that's you. You've got 12 months to use it. So you're like, shit, I need to go out and do stuff. And then you realise it's 100 quid for a competition, and then obviously the travel and hotels and stuff like that. But I mean, it's worth it. It is worth it. Because just again with the atmosphere at an IBJJF comp, and do you know what I mean, you're guaranteed you're going to have potentially a few matches as well. So, so it is definitely worth it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So hopefully, fingers crossed, we get to see you in some gi matches this year.
Gi matches potentially this year, but I still going to stick to no gi. But yeah, I think potentially some more gi matches.
Definitely, definitely.
You get a lot of
What?
hate for that. You watch.
Listen, I get slagged off all the time. They're like, Stoom, do some no gi, and I'm like, no, no, I'm a gi guy, man. I love the gi, and I keep saying like, I remember Chris had a conversation with a guy on Facebook, and the guy was saying, Chris, I'll bet you any money that if you put a gi match on Grapplefest, it'll sell out on the pay per view. And Chris was like, well, how much is your house worth? so, so, because again, nobody's paying pay per view money to sit and watch gi matches. We all know
Yeah,
that.
I think Craig Jones has done quite a good few series on that recently, hasn't he?
Yeah, yeah. So nobody's paid tenner to watch anybody in a key match,
No.
unfortunately. So, but yeah, keep doing the no gi stuff, Chris. We absolutely love Grapplefest. So, final thing for you then, Matt. So again, been in the game for a while, and again, some amazing training partners, past and present. So, but anybody you want to shout out in particular, any friends, family members, teammates, sponsors, anything that you may have.
Well, I've got a shout out to my teammate who's competing on it.
Yeah.
He's fighting against Cal. There's Connor Edwards. He's coming up there, and then obviously the usual types like Josh, Clayton, and of course Mark as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm very grateful. Adapt to sort of hook me up quite well recently, so I got to shout them out.
Yes. Definitely.
Yeah.
Connor's match against Cal's going to be again. A lot of people are talking about it. A lot of people are saying it's going to be a crazy match because we know what Cal's like, we know what Connor's like. So that's going to be an absolute brawl from start to finish.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward
Yeah.
to that. It's going to be hard to sort of corner him, but also get excited and try and watch it at the same time. Might get someone else to corner him.
Yeah. Oh no, listen, it's going to be a great match regardless who wins that one. So, anybody else, family, anybody like that you want to say hello to?
Nah, they're all watching, man. They're all watching. I think I dropped my dad under the bus last time calling out in Australia. I can't do that again.
No. So, guys, there we go. There we got Matt Fitz, Matt Phung BJJ is going to be heading over to Liverpool Saturday, the 1st of April. That's Grapplefest 15. Now, ticket availability. Some of the grapplers might have some tickets still available. If not, you will get them directly through Grapplefest. So make sure you head over to their Facebook page. There is pay-per-view on this. Now, the pay-per-view is on, the link's on the Grapplefest Facebook page. It's on my Facebook page, but it's also on, I believe the grapplers are kind of posting it as well. So Grapplefest have set up their own pay-per-view. Okay, so pay-per-view price is $9.99, $12.50 or €11.50. So yeah, £10 for an amazing show, another amazing show, and that'll give you unlimited views as well to the event. So even if you watch it once and you want to watch it again or again and again, as I said, it's unlimited views for that £10. So make sure you head over to Grapplefest. Don't click any of the links that are posted about, you'll see them whenever a Grapplefest post goes up. There's all sorts of fraudsters will add on a link below, so definitely make sure you only choose the link that's directly through Grapplefest. All right. So Matt Fitzjames, that's an absolute pleasure, brother. Thank you very much for taking the time to speak to me tonight. Yeah, always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. I won't be there on Saturday, so I'll be at home watching it. But
yeah, you got ADCC Scotland the next, haven't you?
Yeah. So we've got that ADCC Scotland. That's going well. Obviously, again, it's a no gi thing. So again, the no gi scene here in Scotland is at an all-time high. Everybody's loving the no gi. Nobody in Scotland seems to be putting the gi on anymore. Which is upsetting me. It's upsetting me. But we're going to see some crazy matchups on Sunday at ADCC Scotland. So
yeah,
maybe see you up here one day. Yeah, maybe see you up here one day, up for an ADCC.
No, I've been meaning to. I've got a friend who lives up in Inverness, and he keeps inviting me up there. But I said I'm not doing it until summer comes. Can't do cold.
Listen, it's still cold in Inverness in the summertime.
I know, that's what's killing me.
But listen, Matt, absolute pleasure, brother. Thank you again. Enjoy Saturday. I know you will. But go out there, do your thing, and I'll speak to you soon, brother.
No worries. Thank you, man.
Take it easy, bye bye.
See ya.